Hello and welcome back again. My name is N16 and today, welcome to the first episode of Chat Room since the little rework type ordeal. So, today what we are going to be looking at is the new champion roadmap that Riot released, which was 3 days ago now of me recording this. So you can kind of see when I'm recording this is going to be on the same day that it goes out. I'm actually recording this. Hang on, I'm just going to have a look over the time. And it's almost 12 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, that's fun. But anyway, guys. We are going to be talking about this. This is actually a pretty cool little thing, by the way. So we can actually have a look. So there's all the images of this post, which is quite cool. But basically, let's just go over this, so we don't actually waste our time. So first things first is Vanguards. So Vanguards in the game are like divers type ordeal. You can actually see them talking about Vanguards down here when they was doing the Assassin update. They was talking about Vanguards a while ago, saying that we will come in, you know, we'll do some Vanguard stuff and stuff like that. And at the start here, they're actually talking about a new Vanguard, and you can see pretty much in this paragraph here that one of the key traits of a Vanguard is they choose when and where to start a fight. With that in mind, we want to create a new playmaking Vanguard that charged headfirst into tough situations and make the enemy team fight on their terms. We also really wanted to make a self-reliant champion. Expect to see a unique new passive that helps them build more just character. So, Vanguards in the game right now are not that good. You don't see many Vanguards, really. So, a lot of the Vanguards are things like Xin Zhao. You know, these guys are kind of crap. You can see an image of Xin Zhao right here. It's one of his skins. Can't remember what skin it is, but it's Gladiator skin for Xin Zhao. And they even talk about Xin Zhao a little bit further down, where they're talking about little rework type of stuff. So they definitely have a lot of plans here for Vanguards, and they definitely want to go into more detail with the Vanguards a bit later on. So, should be pretty cool. Personally, I'm not a Vanguard player, so I couldn't care less that much. But the fact that there's going to be a new Vanguard is kind of interesting. And we can also straight away tell where they're going to come from just by looking at this little bit of information right here. Look out for the newest Vanguard to be heating up once one of the coldest regions in Runeterra. Next, let's look at the updates we have in flight. So, just this little description right here of the coldest regions just basically points at it's obviously the Freljord. The Freljord is the coldest region. Obviously, it is made out of ice. It's the one where Ashe, Sujani, Lysandra come from. Even Brand, surprisingly, he also comes from here. So it is very cold and stuff. It's all about ice, and so that's pretty cool. Now let's move on down. We're going to skip that one just for now. And this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier on. This is all about Xin Zhao. So before they discontinued the class updates, which they have now, by the way, they said after the last tank one, they are no longer going to do these anymore, just because instead of having to wait for the pre-season or the mid-season just to get some decent updates to a lot of the champions that really need it, instead they would rather just slowly give them out throughout the year. We see this with the tank update because we had Amumu and Cho'Gath that actually received updates. You know, they was receiving updates before and after. And even Cho'Gath got a multiple variant of updates just to get him into line, where we now see him as a very high contested pick at the moment. But it's interesting that they are doing this now, so it should mean throughout the year, instead of getting a couple of updates there and, you know, just dotted around. So we have like 6 at mid-season, another 6 at pre-season, and then we have like 3 or 4 major reworks a year, and that's it. That's all of our reworks done and dusted. Instead, they are going to give us updates throughout the year. So one month we might receive 2 reworks, another month we might 4. You know, it's going to be something like that. It's going to be slow. You know, it's going to be a lot more quicker on terms of the output of the reworks. But it also means that a lot of the reworks won't be like massively impactful. You know, we see this with the Moo, the Cho'Gath updates, where they didn't change anything in the kit, really. They just updated how passives work, how the E's interacts with stuff like Cho'Gath, where they updated his E, his passive, and stuff like that, just to bring him up to date, and it has. You know, it made him a lot more cooler. So, it's definitely really interesting, and they have said that they're going to do something like that for Xin Zhao. They've also talked a little bit about Aatrox in here. They can you can just see here, they are going to keep his EQ dash, but they're going to make his W a little bit more impactful. I think his ultimate's alright for what he wants to do with his EQ. So, yeah. Next up, we have Evelynn. So, Evelynn is a champion, right now at least, is a little bit in a bad spot, you could say. It's like, she can be useful, but just because of her nature where she can easily snowball out of fucking control. So Riot have to kind of keep it under the control, really. And we saw this in the past, is when Evelynn is dominant, she basically pushes everybody out because of the fact that she can stealth. It's hard to see her, she's, you know, because she's stealthed. She does insane amounts of damage because she's an assassin, even though she can build tank. And this is one of the biggest problems for Evelynn. You know, she's meant to be this very high damage tank. High damage assassin. However, a lot of the times when we see her being very popular and stuff, it's because she can go very heavy on tank while still being able to blow up people. And Riot didn't like this with the fact that Echo could do it. They didn't like it when Fizz could do it. So the fact that Evelynn could do it, obviously Riot didn't like that. So they tried pushing her into Assassin, you know, more heavily into the Assassin, but then it just came into the fact that you can't see her coming. But as soon as you do see her, it's already too late. You're dead. And that is not fun to play against. And this is why a lot of the other Assassins that can go into stealth only have stealth for a few seconds, like Shaco and stuff. Like, you can still see these guys coming, but Evelynn, it's a lot harder because wards don't see her. Like, you've got to try to track her out as she's going through camp to camp, because that's your only way you can see her, is when she's out of stealth attacking shit. So it is really hard to see her, and I'm definitely thinking that they're going to do something for this, you know, about that in the rework. You know, they're talking about perma-stealth and stuff like that. So they're going to give new tools to use from stealth and to emphasize onto that. And I'm not too sure what they're going to do. We can see like a little mini update of her here. This is, I'm guessing, her Q, because I can't see her them changing much about the Q, because I think the Q is a very high thing from Evelynn. The fact that she has a very low cooldown Q that she can just spam. So I'm guessing they're going to keep something similar to that, but maybe make it a little bit more impactful rather than just sit there spamming Q as fast as you fucking can. So it's definitely going to be interesting. If you've seen any of the leaks that came out, some of them are actually interesting, so I'm actually going to try finding one of the leaks, because I do have one of the leaks here. Here it is. So one of the leaks talked about that Evelynn has moving shadows for clothes, just 2 tentacles, and a new visual stealth mechanic. So it's not much of a leak, really. It's just saying what she looks like now, but it's definitely interesting to see what they're going to go for Evelynn. And I can't wait to see what they do. It definitely seems interesting. Let's just hope that she's not going to be a little bit ridiculous. And talking about that, we also know roughly when we're going to be seeing her, and it's going to be after the new Vanguard. You can see it right here. So it's been a while before they updated Evelynn's escalating her enemies on spikes of hatred, but I expect her, or more realistically not to see her, sometime after the new Vanguard mentioned above. So that's this guy right here. So we don't know when he's coming out. I'm guessing he's going to be coming out in the next month, probably, because you've got to remember, within this season, we've only had 3 champions so far, Rakan, Zaya, and now Kayn. So I'm guessing we're probably going to get this guy in August. and then we could probably expect Evelyn to come out in probably September, maybe. That's what I'm going to be guessing that we're going to see them, just because it makes sense. Because Riot want to start doing this idea of every single month we get something impactful to the game. So kind of think how Overwatch is now doing it, where they changed up to make sure that every single month we have something new to impact the game in a big way, which is quite cool. And Riot are now going to be implementing that as well. Going on from this, we also get a Azir rework announcement. So we always knew Azir was going to get a rework, but here's just talking about it. Again, they've talked about this a lot now. And again, it's just them talking about that. What are they going to do with him? There's two ways they want to take him, because he has so many identities. He has the Shurima Shuffle that everybody knows him for, and everybody knows him for as being this, Emperor. However, the fact that he can Shurima Shuffle and be this long-ranged Emperor type character do not work very well together. It makes him overpowered when he's dominant, so they have to make him, his numbers extremely weak. And if they do want to bring him into line, they have to remove something. They can't keep him how they are, how he is right now. So they've been talking about, do they keep the Shurima Shuffle, which is very impactful to his gameplay, or do they keep the Emperor situation of him being very commanding and having these long-range soldiers, so it keeps to form with his character? It's like, which one do you want to keep? Personally, I would prefer if they keep the Emperor idea and then remove the Shurima Shuffle and give the Shurima Shuffle to somebody else in the future. I think that would work a little bit better. Make a character all about being very mobile, shifting around. That's how I would have thought, like Talia type character. On the rocks, the shifting around, throwing people all over the place. I think that could work as a character on its own. So, out of the two, I would rather than keep the Emperor idea, but we're not too sure yet. They are talking about it. Again, it's very early in development, so we won't be seeing this guy for quite some time. Probably, I'm going to guess, early next year. I think we're going to see the new Azir. So, just wait until then. So next up, they finally talk about the final rework that we will be getting. No, not the final one. The next rework that we'll be getting after Evelyn, which is the guys that are moving on from Urgot. These guys will be moving over to Swain, which is pretty fucking cool. So this is pretty much all they give us for now. This little, this little description of what they are planning on for on him. They want to make him, a bit more of a commander type guy, and actually deliver on his overall, character, what he's meant to be in the world of Noxus. And it's pretty interesting. They say that they're going to give him some, updated visuals, which he kind of needs. They're giving a major overhaul on the gameplay. Now, I'm not too sure what they're going to go for him, and it's definitely going to be interesting what they're going to do. So you can see right here that to talk about what he is, he's currently a Drain Tank Battle Mage type hybrid, and it's ridiculous trying to play against. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with the new Swain. I'm definitely thinking they're probably going to make him a lot more heavier into the mage category, rather than make him a Battle Mage. Maybe a Battle Mage we might see him as, maybe, I'm not too sure. But it definitely won't be a tank, I'm guessing, because that really doesn't fit with his overall character of being this head of Noxus type guy. He's not one that is going to be fighting his battles. He's got Darius and all that, all them to fight for him. So, yeah, it's definitely interesting. That's all of the reworks on this page. There are a few smaller reworks that they have talked about in other pages and stuff, but these are the main ones that they are talking about right now. Definitely going to be interesting. One rework that I would definitely really like to see definitely would be the likes of the Azir, the Callista. I want to see these two actually being able to do stuff without being very overpowered. So even though Callista right now is actually pretty good, it's just that in solo queue she needs some updates. Solo queue, she's awful. But anyway guys, that is the overall rework stuff that Riot have talked about. What do you guys think about it? Leave your comments down below, and as always, I'll see you next time. Till then, everyone, peace out.